Kileken, Orphan Boy of the Sky, a Maasai folktale. Many years ago in Kenya, a solitary old man lived in a tiny hut. His back always ached, and he struggled to tend to all his cattle and complete his chores each day. On one particularly difficult morning, the old man raised his arms to the sun and begged for assistance. The next morning, a strong young boy appeared at the old man's hut. "Call me Kileken," the strange boy said to the old man. "I am an orphan looking for a home. Will you allow me to look after your cattle for an exchange for shelter and a soft bed?" The old man enthusiastically agreed. "There is only one condition," Kileken said. "I will only work in the morning and the evening, and you must never watch me work." The old man thought this suspicious, but he desperately needed the help, and so he agreed. Despite his curiosity, the old man remained in his hut the next morning and did not peer out to see if the orphan boy had completed the promised chores. At noon, after the morning expired, the old man inspected his cattle. To his surprise and delight, he discovered a herd of lowing, well-fed cattle. Kileken had finished his work in record time and left the cattle contented. The days and weeks passed, and Kalekin's help quickly made the old man rich. The cattle grew fat and earned a high price at the market. The old man now spent his days resting his sore feet and back, which were tired from years of hard work. Yet, while the cattle grew fat and blissful, the old man grew greedy and curious. How could Kileken possibly do so much work with such speed? He suspected that Kileken was using magic. If so, the old man reasoned, then he could force Kileken to use more magic to earn more money. Each afternoon, the old man approached Kileken and asked to observe him in the morning. He claimed that he wanted to brag of Kileken's strength to the men of the village, but Kileken continued to insist his work would cease if he were watched. The old man's curiosity and greed grew too strong. He thought the orphan boy was bluffing and had nowhere else to go, and so one morning the old man rose with the sun. He hid himself behind a wide baobab tree, within sight of the herd, and waited until he saw Kileken approaching. When the orphan boy started to feed the cattle, his arms moved so quickly that the old man only saw a blur. And then suddenly, Kileken stopped and spun around to face the old man. Disappointment flickered in his face. Without a word, and in a blinding flash, Kileken turned into a beam of light and shot up into the sky. The old man saw the light take its place in the sky next to the sun. Kileken was gone. Unable to appreciate a gift from the gods, the old man was left poor and alone once more. As soon as the orphan boy left, the cattle grew skinny, and the old man's new wealth disappeared. And each morning when he dragged himself out to take care of the cattle, he saw the star that was once Kileken, watching, but never again helping.